Welcome to Your Yes-Filled Life. I'm Brenda Winkle, energetic leadership guide, psychic medium, and somatic coach for ambitious leaders who know their gifts are real and who want to stand fully in them. Here, you'll learn how to trust your intuition, embody your vision, and step into the freedom you've been craving, all without chasing more certifications or carrying stuff that does not belong to you. Every week, I'll share powerful practices and conversations with thought leaders and changemakers that help you transform your vision into embodied confidence, claim your gifts without apology, and lead with both clarity and freedom. Because your gifts aren't cute, they're powerful, they're real, and they're needed. Start today by downloading my free energy audit at brendawinkle.com/audit. It's the exact tool I use to track what's fueling me and what's draining me. It will help you discern between that hit of achievement and true joy so that you can lead with more clarity and impact. This is your space to stop proving, start embodying, and live fully in your gifts. Welcome to Your Yes-Filled Life. Welcome back to Your Yes-Filled Life. I'm Brenda Winkle, energetic leadership guide, psychic medium, and somatic coach for spiritual entrepreneurs who are ready to stop second guessing and start leading in alignment. Today, we're digging into something so many of you ask me about. How do I know what I really want when I feel unclear, distracted, or pulled in too many directions? I've been there too. Let me tell you, I've been there too. And in all honesty, I used to confuse people pleasing with purpose. But the truth is, clarity doesn't come from doing more. It certainly doesn't come from people pleasing. It comes from finally listening in. If you're craving clarity in your next step, you are going to love today's episode. I'm also going to be sharing a free guide, something brand new, and a live workshop opportunity to take this deeper. But first, let's get you anchored, okay? So the hidden cost of not knowing. You know that swirling, scattered energy? This is not actually indecision. It's your intuition being drowned out by the noise. This could be the noise of a busy schedule. It could be the noise of other people's opinions. It could even be the noise of your own self-doubt. When you don't know clearly what you want, everything around you feels urgent. Every opportunity looks shiny. It looks like, oh, I should do this. And you end up exhausted, overcommitted, and underpaid. In my interviews with so many spiritual entrepreneurs over the last several months, I heard one thing really consistently, and that was a lack of consistent income from probably 75% of the spiritual entrepreneurs that I spoke with. So clarity isn't a nice to have, it's a leadership essential. It's a leadership essential no matter what type of leadership you are in. And if you are an entrepreneur or you're building a business or you're thinking about building a business, it's absolutely critical because that cost of not knowing is everything from misaligned launches to invisible offers that no one seems to notice are even out there. Let's shift that, okay? So let's find some practices for finding your clarity. So let's get grounded in an actual practice, because here's the thing. Clarity does not come from thinking harder. It comes from slowing down enough to feel. And my mentor, Marie Forleo, always says clarity comes from action. So it's both slowing down enough to feel, creating that stillness, and taking aligned action. So here's my go-to tool. Are you ready? You may want to write this down or come back and listen because this is so good. It's only 4 steps, but you're not going to want to forget this. So step 1, take 3 deep breaths. This is so important because taking deep breaths is going to oxygenate your body, oxygenating your brain. You're going to be thinking more clearly. You're also going to come into your body and notice that you're out of the thinking mind. Have you ever heard the phrase, I'm stuck in my head or I'm all up in my head? That's the opposite of embodiment. And we want to get you into your bodies. That's why step 1 is 3 deep breaths. Step 2 is to ask yourself a question that you'll either answer out loud, maybe on a voice note app, or inside your journal. This question is, what am I pretending not to know? This is so important because when you ask yourself this question, you're going to be amazed at the things you already know. Then step 3 is to ask yourself, either in your voice notes app or in your journal, what would feel like relief right now? And that answer is probably pointing you in the right direction. Because the truth is, your clarity is not going to make things harder. It's going to make things easier. It may not always be an easy pill to swallow, but there's something really beautiful about asking yourself, what would feel like relief right now? What would make this feel just a little bit easier? That's a cousin version of it. And then step 4, feel for the truth in your body. If you feel a sense of relief, like you can breathe a little bit more deeply, maybe your shoulders drop a little bit and you notice that they broaden, maybe you feel an ungripping, an unclenching, or a sense of expansion, that relief is your clue. So that 5-minute clarity check-in is 3 deep breaths, asking yourself, what am I pretending not to know? Asking yourself, what would feel like relief right now? And feeling for the truth inside your body. And then this is a bonus filter. This is a really important question to ask that we don't often give ourselves permission to ask. And it's this: who are you willing to disappoint? If you have to choose the right thing for your life or for your business, it might be that there is someone else who's disappointed. And we all have moments when we get to choose, are we going to prioritize what we know to be right for us with how someone else feels? The other day, inside my group coaching program, we were talking about joy. In fact, the whole week was centered around the concept of joy. And the truth is, we all have this beautiful, unique ability to find joy in our own lives. Sometimes joy looks like wonder or awe or fun or pleasure, but joy is this beautiful, rich feeling that many times we're all chasing. Now, if we can anchor into those feeling states of joy that we get when we're in a state of wonder or awe or fun or playfulness, and find other ways to bring that into our day, we can find that we spend more of our time in joy. And we can use tools like the emotional vibration list that I share, and I'll put it on my social media so that you can see it. It's a really cool list based off of the combination of the work of David R. Hawkins and the Map of Consciousness Explained, as well as the work of Abraham Hicks. And in this emotional vibration scale, you can use appreciation as a vehicle to feeling better. Now, if it's true that you are responsible for your joy, that you have the ability to choose activities, to choose places that fill you with that sense of wonder, awe, joy, fun, love, those kinds of things as an umbrella of joy, and you have the ability to use appreciation as your guide to feel more joy, isn't it also true that other people can be responsible for their own joy? That's a pretty big paradigm shift for most of us if we are thinking that we're responsible for other people's joy, especially as spiritual entrepreneurs who have deep empathy and compassion. It is so easy to get this twisted. The truth is, your joy, your feeling good emotions are a compass for you in the right direction. And if you are ignoring it and you're choosing to disappoint yourself in lieu of not disappointing someone else, ooh, it's a recipe for business troubles. So my my client Stephanie just had a massive paradigm shift, a massive aha, a massive new way of thinking. We were talking about time management for spiritual entrepreneurs in my group coaching program. And so many times you'll hear mentors and coaches talk about the 5 a.m. club, and they talk about that liminal hour of 4:30 a.m. or 5 a.m. and how important and essential it is. But the truth is, if we're actually tracking energy and we each have a unique energetic makeup, which we do, then couldn't it also be true that some of us are more wired to be creative at different times of the day than 5 a.m.? Well, for Stephanie, her energy comes most online in the afternoon. So if she was going to try to be her most creative self at 8 a.m. in the morning, or at even 5 a.m. in the morning when she's trying to get her kids out the door and so forth, she's actually going to be working against her own internal energy configuration. But when she works with her energetic configuration and embraces the fact that her creativity comes online in the afternoon, oh my goodness. All of a sudden, what used to look and feel a lot like resistance changed. And we uncovered that her clarity comes online when her energy is most vibrant, which is in the afternoon. In doing this, she stopped fighting herself. She started to honor her own rhythms. And the result is more joy, more clarity. She's having more fun. She's showing up for herself and for her family in all new ways. She's experiencing flow. And that's the power of clarity. It's not just knowing what you want, but it's trusting and really trusting how and when it wants to come through for you. So I have something special for you. It's called the Spiritual Entrepreneur's Clarity Guide, and this is a great next step for you. Inside, I have listed out my 5-minute clarity check-in. I also created a checklist of 10 steps to choose a mentor who really activates your gifts, and 10 ways to find clarity when you're feeling unclear. I use this exact guide in my own life, and I use it with my clients before every single major pivot or launch. You can download this at brendawinkle.com/clarity guide. That's CLARITYGUIDE. And you can stop the swirling. When you allow yourself to get clear, to honor your own internal rhythms, to honor your own energetic configuration, all of a sudden the things that used to feel confusing are no longer confusing. So clarity is your next aligned step. Here's the thing. A lot of us mistake clarity for certainty. We think what we want is clarity, but actually what we're wanting is certainty. And I have to be honest, how many times in your life have you had complete and utter certainty about anything? Probably none times, right? I mean, we pretend like we're certain around certain outcomes or different things, but until the ball has rolled far enough down the court, we don't actually know. And that control, that trying to be certain, it kills momentum. And waiting for certainty is going to delay decisions, which is going to delay revenue. It's going to delay your right fit clients from finding you. It's going to delay your magic from being seen. The entrepreneurs who grow the fastest are the ones who act from clarity, not guarantees. Because the truth is, in entrepreneurship, there are no guarantees. It's like one giant experiment after the other. And when you can act from clarity without the need from certainty, that is a special kind of freedom. So if this is resonating with you, I'm going to invite you to join me in the Finding Your Clarity for Spiritual Entrepreneurs workshop. This is a live 90-minute experience to clear the noise, strengthen your intuitive yes, and walk away with a clarity statement that you can build from. This is going to be live on Thursday, November 6th on Zoom at 12 p.m. Pacific. And I have a special early bird incentive offer. It's only $25 when you join before October 15th. This isn't just a workshop, it's an activation. Now, if you decide you want to join after October 15th, you certainly can, but the price goes up to $50 after October 15th. And then the price goes up again after November 6th. And it's going to become a downloadable course. And you'll pay $100 for the same content. So get it while you can, if you can. And you'll all get access to the replay because I want you to have a library of things that you can absolutely use. Now, confusion is not a flaw. If you've been feeling confused, you don't know quite what to do, quite how to show up, quite how to get the new clients, quite what offer to do, that's not a flaw. That's actually feedback. It's your body saying, hold on a second, slow down, something's out of alignment. If you override that and you push through, you can end up spiraling. That might look like you don't know what free content to create. You have no idea what's going to resonate with people. You keep trying things. You throw like paint against the wall and nothing really sticks. It might be that you decide, oh, I know what will help. Another certification. If I just had this other certification, that's going to solve the problem. That's going to give me the clarity I want. Or it might be that you continue to work and work and work and work. And maybe you are podcasting, or maybe you're talking about things, you're talking about the offers, and it's just not landing. Confusion is not a sign that you're failing. It's just a signal to pause and return to yourself. The more aligned to you make your offers, your content, your decisions, the better it lands. So let's connect this to something that I know we all think about if we're building businesses or we're interested in showing up in some meaningful way, whether it's writing a book or it's starting a Facebook group. And let's connect this to money and leadership. Okay. So one of the things that is costing you revenue is this lack of clarity. And one of the things we need in order to create clarity is boundaries. We need boundaries around our energy, our time, and what's right for us. So boundaries protect your clarity, and clarity protects your income. If you're constantly absorbing other people's urgency, other people's opinions, and other people's strategies, your clarity gets cloudy. So invitation to ask yourself, even if you're taking advice from trusted mentors, including me, is this right for me? Am I following my own intuition? Because here's the truth. You have all of this inside of you. We just need to get it to come out. And we want to allow you to trust it more fully. So you can ask yourself, is this mine? And is this energy mine to carry? If it's yours, great. Then you know what to do. If it's not yours, then you also know what to do. You can set it down. Every leaky yes, whether that's undercharging or over-delivering or wrong fit offers or working with the wrong fit clients, is money that you're leaving on the table. It's costing you and your business big time. The clearer your boundaries, the clearer your clarity, and the cleaner your income. It all connects. Clarity is not a lightning bolt. It's not something that's just going to arrive and like strike you. It's a practice. It's a daily practice. It is not a box to be checked. It's not something that you're going to feel like, okay, there, I have clarity once and for all in my life. That's just not how it works. You'll continue to work towards clarity with these practices. You can start with the 5-minute clarity check-in, go grab that free guide, and then you can come back to this every time you're making a new decision. A decision about who to collaborate with, a decision about what type of offer you might like to create, a decision around how you want to structure your pricing, a decision around who are your right fit clients, a decision around what it is you want to be doing to spend your time that makes you feel so good. You don't have to stay stuck. Your next aligned step is already waiting. Let's find it together. So, what I would love for you to do is join me inside the workshop on November 6th. You can register there at brendawinkle.com/clarity, CLARITY. And if you get in before October 15th, you'll pay $25. If you come in after October 15th, you'll pay $50. And then if you happen to be listening to the replay, or if you happen to be listening to the podcast after November 6th, you can still purchase the replay for $99. I think I told you $100, but it's going to be $99. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, if you feel like it was helpful and you learned something, would you please go share it with 4 friends and leave the podcast your rating and review wherever you're listening. If you're on Apple, it would mean so much if you'd write just a couple of sentences and leave a review along with your rating. If you're on Spotify, please leave a comment along with your rating. And if you're on any of the other platforms, if you could leave your rating, it means so much to the growth of the podcast. And we don't have to look very far. We don't have to watch very much of the news cycle to know we need a new kind of leader. We need someone who works in integrity and works with authenticity and follows their intuition, because that is the connection to the divine. Thank you. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you being along with the journey for me. I appreciate you being along with the journey. I appreciate you being on this journey with me. Bye for now. Until next time.